My name is Luke, and welcome to the One of One Cards Show. In this week's episode, we are going to be covering the best and worst John Cena shirts over the course of his career. So here we are in what is supposed to be the final year, the farewell tour of John Cena's career in 2025. And we, in just about a month, are going to be seeing his last WrestleMania match ever against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 for the WWE Championship, the WWE Undisputed Championship. It's going to be very interesting to see who wins that one. We'll talk about that at a later episode. But let's begin. John Cena's gear has been iconic over the course of his career, for better and sometimes for worse. The jorts and the shorts, particularly the jorts and the cargo shorts, we mean. He's had his wristbands, his hats, and especially his t-shirts. Guy has a new t-shirt, it seems like every single couple months. Over the course of his career, he's had like 50 main shirt designs. 50 main shirt designs, 20 plus years. The guy is coming out with a new shirt all the time. So we're going to be looking at the 10 best John Cena shirts. We're going to be looking at the 5 worst. We're going to be looking at what the inspiration is or was for some of these designs. Not every single one of them is 100% clear. And what was going on during the time that he was wearing these shirts. And once again, I want to make sure we're aware these are my opinions. It's okay if you disagree with the opinion that I have. Be sure to comment if you like my opinion, and if you disagree with the opinion, feel free to shout out that as well. So we're going to begin at number 10. Actually, before we do that, I do want to point out one thing. One honorable mention for a shirt is John Cena in 1999 and 2000, when he was in such independent wrestling associations like the UPW, the Ultimate Pro Wrestling. Here he was as the prototype. So this is the earliest or one of the earliest John Cena shirts as the prototype. You can see 50% man, 50% machine. And he's just, again, with his bleached blonde hair and those late 90s, early 2000s sunglasses, showing off his 100% mayhem. Look at that. So now let's begin. At number 10, we have the NFT Super Mario 3 shirt that John Cena wore in the summer of 2021. You can clearly see that this John Cena shirt represents the design elements of the Super Mario Brothers 3 art box. And it's something that, Super Mario Brothers 3, probably the greatest Super Mario game of all time, one of the greatest platformers, and just straight up one of the greatest video games of all time. I love the design of Super Mario Brothers 3, so it's going to be no surprise that I love the design of this John Cena shirt. Now, there's a little bit of a twist with this shirt. While he wore at SummerSlam 2021 and around that time versus Roman Reigns in his feud that he ended up losing to Roman Reigns in this match, that was probably the biggest moment. What seems very strange to me, I was wondering, why can I not find this official shirt? You can find a lot of bootleg shirts of this online. Why can't I find this shirt on the internet? And well, it's because it was packaged as a part of an NFT bundles right around the time period that NFTs were going to be this absolutely huge thing. And they was part of an NFT bundle that was selling for $1,000. $1,000. It did include some other merchandise, as you can see from the visuals. But according to John Cena, this whole merchandise bundle was a major flop, and only 37 of the NFT bundles were sold. So if you're an individual with one of these shirts, you have a very rare item. But it's too bad because it's a really cool shirt. Maybe one day they'll re-release it without the NFT. Next up, coming at number 9, we have the John Cena "You Can't See Me" G.I. Joe style shirt from the, it looks very, very reminiscent, as you can see, from the G.I. Joe logo from, the G.I. Joe cartoon from the 1980s and beyond. They ended up making movies and everything later about it. There's no Sergeant Slaughter included in this particular shirt, but I think it looks very cool. It's from 2023, around that time that John Cena was feuding in a relatively, uninteresting feud with Austin Theory. And Austin Theory ended up defeating John Cena in what I thought was a relatively lackluster match at WrestleMania 39. The only thing really memorable about that entire feud was just how much John Cena really laid to waste Austin Theory in just about every promo that he delivered. Although I think he didn't even really show up on TV a whole lot in this feud. It was almost like he knew he had to be there for WrestleMania, but he knew that he needed to do just the bare minimum in order to build up this match. It was a not that high profile of a match either. So coming in at number 8, we have the 8-bit shirt that John Cena wore in 2008. I love the design of the shirt. I was just talking moments ago about my love of Super Mario Brothers 3. Um, we have an 8-bit shirt that is very reminiscent of the Nintendo Black Box series games of the 1980s. You can see the pro wrestling game that Nintendo actually had in the 1980s. It looks a whole lot like the box art from those 1980s video games. I love the design. And it's one of those things that this is a shirt that always stands out to me as a shirt that John Cena wore all the time. But from what I see, he did not wear it a whole lot. It was a very short period of time that he had it. He only wore it right around the time of No Way Out 2008, where John Cena ended up defeating Randy Orton by disqualification for the WWE Championship, and that ended up turning into the triple threat match with Triple H being included for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 24. So not that it was not utilized all that much. So we can see that you flash forward around the time of John Cena's 20th anniversary. There's another shirt that also kind of reminds me of that 8-bit design, that box art design for Nintendo. Now, coming in at number 7, we have John Cena. He had a dark colored version of it, along with a yellow version. I think the yellow version of this shirt pops quite a bit. It's the 10 year strong shirt that he wore from November 2012 all the way to April 2013. That's quite a bit of time for John Cena's shirt. This celebrating his 10 years in the WWE. Again, I think if the Pittsburgh Pirates are able to wear like the black and yellow or dark color and yellow so well, and the Steelers as well, this is a shirt that just really pops when you have it in hand. He wore it in his feud with The Rock, where he ended up winning the WWE Championship against The Rock at WrestleMania 29, where it was the once in a lifetime again, although it wasn't necessarily billed as that compared to the WrestleMania 28 match. But I just really like the vibe of this shirt, where it says "Never give up." It just stands out and pops to the crowd. Now, coming in at number 6, we have John Cena with his "The Champ is Here" shirt after winning the WWE Championship against JBL back at WrestleMania 21. John Cena ends up debuting his shirt, "The Champ is Here," with the arrow pointing down at the bottom of the shirt. You see that spinner belt that he debuted shortly after winning the WWE Championship. Many people laughed at it at the time because they did not like that spinner belt, but John Cena certainly flaunted it, and that title lasted a long time. My goodness, it lasted a long time. He ended up wearing it again, that shirt, throughout many moments of his feud in 2005 with JBL, where he had the "I Quit" match at Judgment Day 2005, for example. That was a big match that John Cena ended up winning. And this is a shirt design that ended up popping up again in 2013 when he won the WWE title again, a different iteration of it, along with winning the US Championship in 2015. That, I think many people like and really respect that particular feud, or that particular time with Cena as the US champion. Now, we have a shirt that I think might be one of his most famous looks. It's not my favorite shirt, but it might be his most famous look. It is the Never Give Up C Nation red shirt that he had from April 2011 to October 2011. It might be John Cena in what we would deem as almost his imperial phase, where everything just seemed to be working out well for him. Everybody seemed to know who he was. He was starting to build up, you know, I think the crowds kind of ended up, recognizing that he was actually a very good wrestler. He could put on some great matches. And during this time period, he definitely did with his feud with CM Punk. And, if you are paying attention, you're watching the Money in the Bank 2011, around that time, you will see him with the Never Give Up C Nation shirt. So he had, some very, very memorable moments with this shirt. I think it stands out. You can see him giving the AA attitude adjustment in the shirt. Just really pops. It's a great looking shirt overall. Now, coming in at number four, we have the AWA. It's the AWA style hustle, loyalty, and respect shirt. This is a shirt that definitely pays tribute to the Minneapolis, Minnesota based wrestling promotion that ran from 1960 to 1991, where after WWE ended up buying the AWA and along with its rights back in 2003 from the Gagne family, I'm not surprised at all that John Cena would try to put this on a shirt. He had this from November 2008 to June 2009, so this was kind of a long time again for a John Cena shirt, and he had some very memorable moments with it. You could see his WrestleMania 25 appearance where you had all the tons of John Cena's who were as he ran down the aisle. You can see they were all wearing that shirt, and he ended up winning in defeating Edge and the Big Show to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 25. So all in all, I think it's a very cool shirt. I think it's one that a lot of fans like. It's one that I like quite a bit as well because I wouldn't have it at number four otherwise. At number three, we have the Rise Above Hate shirt that he had from October 2011 to April 2012. As you may remember, maybe you don't, WWE had the relatively famous Be a Star campaign, which was their anti bullying campaign. You could see them going into different organizations and like schools and stuff, if I recall correctly, across the country, trying to promote why one should not bully and make fun of other people. But one of the more positive things that came out of it was the Rise Above Hate shirt. Even though it's, kind of big block letters, the Rise Above Hate in the red, white, and blue just stands out so much. I have one of these, and I will tell you when I wear it out, it is something that a lot of people comment on, and they might not even know because they don't see the back of it. They don't see the back of it where it does say hustle, loyalty, and respect. I don't think a lot of people might know, especially from the front, that it's even a John Cena shirt. But people generally, and maybe they're maybe they're saying it in jest, but they think it's a cool shirt. They think it's kind of a positive message. And during this time period, one of the things that John Cena did was in his feud with The Rock in the time leading up to his match with The Rock, he ended up facing The Miz and R-Truth at Survivor Series 2011. Everybody remembers how The Miz and R-Truth during this time, they were just, wreaking havoc across WWE. And if John Cena and The Rock didn't stop them, maybe they'd be tag team champions to this very day. Or maybe they would just, win all the gold. No. One thing that just got released a few days ago is John Cena ended up releasing, or WWE ended up releasing, a brand new shirt that says Last Real Champion, because John Cena's goal is to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania and retire with it down the line. That's his goal. That's what he's claiming that he wants to do. Now, at number two, now this is one that it proceeded to start people saying, and such as The Rock, oh, he's wearing his Fruity Pebbles. This is the Fruity Pebbles shirt. Uh, we have the purple John Cena Never Give Up C Nation shirt that he had from August 2010 to March 2011. I really like this design. I'm one, not everybody's a big fan of purple. Not everybody's a big fan of purple and yellow or purple and gold together, almost along the lines of the Lakers colors. I think the shirt, like, it's going to be a shirt that people are going to look back on and say, this is a shirt that I would want from John Cena. A lot of like the hustle, loyalty, and respect movie that we just saw, the Rise Above Hate, red, white, and blue. It's kind of the more standard colors that you would think of John Cena. And of course, he ended up kind of going crazier and crazier with colors throughout time. But this purple shirt, it just pops when you have it, when you wear it, when you put it on. It stands out. I mean, if you want to demonstrate that you're a wrestling fan, you're probably going to want a shirt like this. Uh, this is a shirt that he had during his entire or a lot of the feud with the Nexus, where we had that infamous elimination tag match that many people thought that the Nexus and Wade Barrett should have won, but John Cena kind of hulked up in the end and ended up winning and defeating the Nexus, and had the again very strange feud that came even as it progressed further and further, where he ended up having the match where he had a referee between Randy Orton and Wade Barrett, and John Cena ended up getting quickly fired, and it just kind of a strange feud. Ended up kind of destroying the Nexus, and it also ended up leading to the core, which we're not even going to talk about. But I just really like that design. It's a very cool shirt. And we see over here, after a lot of time of making jokes about John Cena and the Fruity Pebbles, he kind of embraced it, as we see by John Cena actually appearing on a box of the post Fruity Pebbles. So clearly, there was some good marketing there, because I remember it, and I bet a lot of you remember John Cena and the Fruity Pebbles. Now, at number one, maybe I'm just sold on this being the iconic moment of him returning at the 2008 Royal Rumble and ended up winning it. But we have the 2008 Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Beware of Dog chain shirt. So this is a shirt that has just the chain. It has the orange font that just really pops with the chain around it. And this is one where it might not necessarily stand out to you right away, but then when you see on the back the giant dog, the beware of dog, where John Cena in this shirt, again, it's definitely one of the best shirts that he has ever had. And I would say it's probably the best. It just really stands out, and they have re-released it at least several times at this point. So if you're interested in getting it, it is out there. If you were looking to get it. So I would say it's a memorable moment, and I'm just kind of surprised that he did not have this for a long period of time. That's another thing that kind of you kind of forget about it, but it's such a memorable shirt, such an iconic shirt, such an iconic moment that he wore it at the 2008 Royal Rumble. But yeah, just didn't really wear it for a long period. Um, so we've gone over the top 10 best John Cena shirts. At this point in time, what we're going to do, we are going to go over the five worst. Let's take a look. Coming in at number five, we have the 2018, October 2018, going into January 2019, You Can't Stop Me shirt. This shirt is just boring. There's nothing else to it. It's just boring. I don't know why somebody would think anybody would ever want to wear it. You can't stop me. And on the back, you can't see me. It's just very odd. It's not appealing to look at. It just is kind of gross. Not a fan at all. Coming in, we see that John Cena ended up having not a lot going on during this time period. He had probably his biggest moment was uh, him and Becky Lynch teaming against Andrade and Zelina Vega on a SmackDown episode. Really, nothing much going on with John Cena at this point in time. Coming in at number four, this is another shirt John Cena didn't really wear a whole lot. His Keep Calm and Never Give Up shirt. Now, I know this was a design that was part of the Courage, Conquer, Cure campaign to raise funds and try to fight against cancer. I understand that, and I respect that. They want to tackle and approach that issue. But the shirt itself, from the late 1930s British phrase, slogan that was everywhere in the late 1930s, but then ended up kind of popping up again in the late 2000s, early 2010s as a meme where it was just absolutely everywhere. This again, not going to be a shirt that a person would want to go out and like wear all that much. It's kind of just boring, I think. Now, he ended up wearing it in, again, not a whole lot. He wore it in a promo with the Authority. That's him with Stephanie McMahon right there. I'm not a huge fan of this look, and anything with a lot of stuff with the Authority as well kind of got boring and old fast. Not a huge fan. Now, coming in at number three, we have John Cena's attitude adjustment or John Deere look. I mean, if WWE did not take its inspiration from the John Deere logo on this one, I just don't know. You can clearly tell, or at least it certainly looks like, that somebody did a little bit of lawn care, and then they said, "Let me design a John Cena shirt," and they came up with this. John Cena had worn this from June 2009 to November 2009. And he had it with his fall feud with Randy Orton, where they had a lot of matches with each other. And you can see such events as like Breaking Point, for example. So, not again, just kind of it's hard to even see what's going on with John Cena giving that person the attitude adjustment. It's hard to see, not that appealing of a shirt. Coming in at number two, we have the orange Never Give Up shirt that he had from August 2015 to April 2016. While the orange and green color scheme certainly works with the Miami Hurricanes, as I'm sure John Cena's new friend Dwayne The Rock Johnson might attest to, this is not an appealing shirt. I just don't see it working well with John Cena. It just didn't ever really look good. This is not a shirt I think most people would wear or want to wear out in public. Clearly, certainly people did, but this is not one that I like at all. He ended up wearing it though again for quite a bit of time during the time that he had his United States title, and this was involved. John Cena had this in a very big match at SummerSlam 2015, where he was feuding with Seth Rollins. It was for the winner takes all match at SummerSlam 2015, and that might be memorable more. So even though this is again kind of in the middle of the event, I still forget about why this was in the middle of the event. This is kind of a weird thing where Jon Stewart, the comedian, talk show host from The Daily Show, of all people, Jon Stewart ends up getting involved in the match and costs John Cena the title because he didn't want to see John Cena get close to beating Ric Flair's record run of titles. And then the following night at Monday Night Raw, John Cena ends up giving Jon Stewart the attitude adjustment. So, in addition to having a very horrible T-shirt. It was a very weird way to, I like Jon Stewart a lot, but it was a very weird way to try to prevent John Cena from winning that match and making sure that Seth Rollins ended up retaining the title. Very strange. And number one for the worst shirts that John Cena has ever worn, we have the Ruck Fools shirt that he had back in 2004. This shirt, I know some of you will say, this shirt is cool. This shirt is awesome. He had it when he was the United States champion. This shirt is terrible. Who would actually want to wear this out in public? Who? It's not appealing at all. Yes, he had the cool spinner belt during that time with the visor look. I know that might have been in back in 2004, but this is a shirt that is just not appealing at all. He ended up having it though for a little bit of time in 2004, late 2004, where he ended up beating Jesus to retain the United States Championship at Armageddon in the December 2004 in his street fight. But overall, this shirt is just not good. So I want to know. I have just covered the 10 best John Cena shirts. I have just covered the 5 worst John Cena shirts. What do you think are the best? What do you think are the worst? Be sure to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel right here. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at one of one cards. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day.